Welcome back to Drola's Garage. This week is DRT, Das Rennen Treffen. Big event put on here in South Florida by a couple friends of mine, and it's a big event. So all kinds of Porsches going to be in town, and with that comes a couple of events, one of them being a track day. So I think I need to get these cars ready because actually that's Thursday's the track day. Friday's a different track day with a different organization, nothing to do with DRT, but still a track day nonetheless. So what I'm thinking is, why not take the white car to the track? Sounds like a good idea, huh? So I think for DRT, I'm gonna go ahead and take the white car, and then the following day, which will be Friday, I'm gonna take the red car. I know I have the red car for sale. I still own it, so I'm gonna drive it. So anyway, the point of this video is I need to do some fluid flushes on these cars, on both of them. The red car needs the brake fluid flush. I haven't done it in probably 3 years, and I haven't tracked the car. I mean, I have tracked the car since then, but it's been a while. 3 years is enough time. If I'm taking the car to the track, it needs brake fluid flush, and also just to kind of give it a once over, go over the brake pads, make sure they're good. And I have a set of wheels that I need to put on the car with the track tires. The white car, I'm going to also do a brake fluid flush, as well as transmission fluid flush, because I haven't done it yet. And why not? You know, might as well have a baseline. I always like to have a baseline of where all my fluids are at. So since I haven't done that transmission fluid, I might as well do it. Also brake fluid flush, also check the pads and all that. I mean, I've checked the pads, I know they're good, but still, I'm gonna get the cars up in the air, on the lift, and have at it. So stay tuned for that. I figured, why not take these two beauties to the track, huh? I don't see any reason why not to do it. You know, this car, as you guys have seen before, is not meant to be my track car, but especially Homestead. I mean, Homestead is an easy track. It's easy on the cars. So why not go and beat on it a little bit, you know? The red car too. The reason I'm thinking Friday for the red car is because Friday I'm gonna have a lot more sessions. I think with DRT, with the white car, it's only 4 sessions for the day, and if I'm not mistaken, Friday I'm gonna get a lot more sessions. I'd rather drive this car for Friday's track day. So that's that. I'm gonna get the cars ready. I'm gonna get all my stuff ready. My fluids. I already bought all the fluids. I gotta get all my stuff ready to go. I guess I can start with the red car, get it up in the air, and get at it. Get her done. Basically, what I wanted to do is check the pads. Those pads have plenty of life. So do those. I put these pads, these are Paget Yellows, RS 29s, I believe. Okay, both fronts are good. Like I said, I put these on, oh, hold on, let's finish here. Okay, the rears have plenty of meat on them. I'm surprised they've lasted this long. Okay. So I'm good with pads. I know the rotors are good. I didn't check on the fronts, but they don't have any grooves or anything. Barely have any sort of lip here. So I'm not worried about the rotors. These also have just a slight hint of lip, but otherwise they're fine. They're perfectly good to go. So I bought these rotors and pads, and I put them all on here new. Oh man, it must have been probably 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. I guess the last time I did the brake fluid flush. So I've done a few track days, not a lot. You know, I have tracked this car, but not a whole lot. I think I've done 5 total track days, but mainly driving around town and you know, up to the mountains and stuff. And these brakes have held out really well. So I'm just going to take the opportunity to clean up these calipers, and I'm going to flush the brake fluid, and I guess that's it. That's the good thing about this red car, you know, it's always ready to go. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. So here's where we're at. The brake fluid in there, as you can see, is kind of murky. So with the new one, you know, I'll just put fresh fluid. Obviously, I have to start at the furthermost caliper, which is the passenger side rear, then driver side rear, passenger side front, then driver side front. I'm going to hook up my power bleeder to here. I'm going to put fresh fluid in it, and I'm going to open the bleeder valves on the back there until I start seeing clean fluid. I don't think it should be too difficult to tell because that fluid looks kind of nasty. Actually, you know what I'm doing? I'm gonna get the turkey baster and empty this out first. That way it will be easier. Oh, and I also gotta bleed the clutch while I'm at it. Those aren't ever really too much fun, but whatever. Let me empty this thing out because that thing looks pretty gross. Yeah, listen, I've seen worse, but I've seen better. I mean, it's not horrible, but yeah, it definitely was time to get changed. I mean, that should be, when it's new, it's, you know, kind of like a honey color and transparent. I mean, you can't even see through that. So it was time. I'm glad I'm doing this now. Definitely don't want to go to the track with this stuff still in the brake system. So this is what I'm doing. I've been using this Willwood EXP 600 Plus brake fluid for a long time. And never had any issues with it. It's always worked for me. Never had a single, nothing. It always worked flawlessly. So I had this one, which was already open. So what I did was I filled up the reservoir. Just, you know, you're not supposed to, once you open them, realistically, you're supposed to use it all. But I figured, you know what, I'll fill up the reservoir and I'll use this bottle that has been opened already to flush out the lines. And then after that, I have another new unopened one. And then I bought some of this Motul stuff, which is also good, good brake fluid. And I'll finish it off with that. But at least I can use this one to just, like I said, just flush out the lines. And then from there, I can hit it with the new unopened bottles. And at the end of the day, what will remain inside of the system is fresh, brand new brake fluid. This is my power bleeder, the Motive Products power bleeder. It's seen better days, but you know what? It still works perfectly fine. I did have to replace this hose one time, but it still works. I still use it. Yeah, maybe one of these days I'll go ahead and get a new one, but for now, it works. So I'm gonna hook it up. I'm not gonna fill usually what you do is you fill this container up with the fluid, and then you know, it automatically fills up the reservoir. This time I'm not going to do that, at least not right now. I'm going to pump it full of air. I'm going to open up the valves, and I'm going to run that already opened brake fluid through the system before I go ahead and put the fresh stuff in here. I don't want them intermixing, or at least I want to keep the mixing to a minimum. 15 PSI should be good enough for this. Doesn't look too bad. Hold on, I gotta, So I'm having a little bit of an issue here as far as filming while I do this. The reason being, this is always a messy job. As you can see, it always makes a mess all over the floor. This thing leaks all over the place. And the issue I'm having is that I can't be grabbing the phone here to film and having brake fluid all over my hands and picking up the phone, and it's just been problematic. So I'm gonna just explain to you guys how this works. You have two bleeder valves on the calipers. I am on the first one, which is the passenger side rear. So the way I do it is I open up the first one here with the hose going into a little container until I see clean fluid come out. Once I start seeing clean fluid come out, then I go to the outer one and I do the same thing. This one in particular, see, it makes a mess. This one in particular takes an 11 mil on all four corners. The earlier cars have different sizes, but this car uses 11 mil all around. So once you finish the passenger side, you come to the driver's side. Again, I do the inner one first, and then the outer one. And then you go to the front, to the passenger side, and then to the driver's side, and then back again. So I repeat this process probably 4 or 5 times. The original brake fluid I was using, which was the Willwood, it's a golden color, but the Motul here is clear. So I'm just going to keep doing it until now. Obviously, they've already mixed up in the reservoir somewhat, so I'm going to just keep doing it until it comes out fairly clear, and I know that there's nothing but fresh fluid inside the system. So I'm going to go back to the back. Again, I can't film and do this at the same time because it's a mess. So I'll put the phone down and see, you know, again, I can't zoom in. I can't actually show you guys what I'm doing, but I just explained to you. So you get the picture. You get the point. You can see it comes out now. It's already pretty clean. So yeah, so I'll just keep going. I said, nah, then, you know, each corner, one by one by one. But you can see it's already clean. So even if I wanted to leave it right there, I know there's fresh fluid in the system. It's not that old dirty stuff. So, but still, I'll keep going until it comes out relatively clean. So did I mention this stuff makes a mess? I don't know if there's any way to do this without making a mess. That's okay, I'll clean it up. But anyway, I have one more to do, and it's that little guy way up there, if you can see it. Up there, that little nipple over there for the slave cylinder for the clutch. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. It's a 7 mil. Hopefully my arms are long enough to reach. I got pretty long arms, so shouldn't be too big of a problem. But yeah, that little guy way over there. And access, as you can see, is not all that great. Wish me luck. Look at what came out of the clutch. That's funky. So with the brakes situation done and a big old mess on the floor, as always, it's time now to move on to the wheels. Give a little backstory. Years ago, I had bought these Fixie FM10s from a guy who almost sold me a car, cobalt blue 08 GT3, that when I called him, I went to see the car on a Friday. I called him on Monday to get the wire instructions. He told me, oh, somebody just sent me the money. Okay, well, anyway, about a year later, I bought these wheels off of the guy. So they came off the same generation 997 GT3, and I never used them. So I had these Nito NT01s. Fronts still have pretty good life in them. The rears have a few more track days left in them. So I said, you know what, let me slap them on and I'll put these wheels on that car and go to the track. So I'm gonna clean them up. I did that yesterday. I mounted them, I balanced them and everything. So now, you know, you can see they're kind of dirty. So I'm going to clean them up, slap them on the car, and then I'll roll the car, because I've never actually seen the car with these wheels on it. They're 9 or 9.5 and 12s by 18s instead of 19s. The car has 19s. So let's see. Let me clean them up. I'll slap them on the car. Let's see how it looks. I have a feeling it's going to look pretty good. I like that meaty rubber. It looks pretty good. So yeah, let's see what happens. So the Red Rocket is done and ready for the track. Brake fluid's all flushed out. I didn't have to do the transmission fluid on this one because that transmission doesn't have that many miles on it, since I had it done by a guy named Brian Copens up in Ohio. He sent it back to me already with, I think he uses Delvac. So anyway, I haven't had to mess with the transmission on that car. So I know that fluid is fresh, and I'm just gonna leave it like that. But I did do the brakes, and the clutch. I put the Nito NT01s on the 18-inch wheels. I think they look pretty good. I made a mistake by spraying some, which I thought was diluted degreaser, but apparently it wasn't. And it destroyed the anodized finish on my wheels. And I am not happy about that. But it's done. I don't know. What can I do? But aside from that, the car looks good. It's ready for track. This car will be at track on Friday. I'll do a video about it. I know people keep asking me, track video, track video. Okay, so I'll do a video. These wheels also, this one fell. This lip is just, I just need to touch them up. I'd say I could take those wheels to get powder coated, but the problem is that those wheels are anodized. I mean, I guess whatever, it's not the worst thing in the world if I get them powder coated, but man, look at what it did to them. Those wheels were beautiful. Man, I'm kind of upset about that. But what can I do? I mean, it's done. There's nothing I can do about it now. So I gotta wait for this car to go by. Anyway, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. I know I couldn't really show too much as far as when I was doing the brake bleeding, the flush. It's just that stuff gets everywhere. It makes a mess, and my hands are all full of brake fluid, and I don't want to be grabbing the phone. And I mean, I explained to you guys basically the process, but I just couldn't work and film at the same time. So and going back to the whole degreaser thing, look at how it even stained the asphalt here. I mean, that's some potent stuff. And then my buddy tells me, oh, that stuff isn't diluted, that's straight degreaser, some super duper heavy duty. I mean, look at how it stained the street. I go, why is there a bottle of undiluted degreaser hanging on my rack there, that I'm not aware of? All my degreaser, I always dilute it, because anyway, it is what it is. I will be at the track with this car on Friday. Stay tuned for that. Meanwhile, hit the like button, subscribe, tell your friends to subscribe, your grandma, your grandpa, your aunties, everybody. I need subscribers. Anyway, all right, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, have a great day.